In continuing coverage of the status of Wisconsin high school sports, the WIAA is still planning on meeting Thursday morning at 9 a.m. to discuss fall sports and specifically a proposal that's described as a short-term option to keep fall sports from being canceled altogether. This proposal, as we've previously reported, comes from CESA 3, the region made up of 31 rural school districts in southwestern Wisconsin. Lancaster Superintendent Rob Wagner wrote the proposal, which was then discussed among the rest of CESA 3 and eventually signed by 24 of the superintendents. It suggests that the WIAA move the fall season to spring and spring to summer, as opposed to the prospect of canceling the fall sports season. The proposal suggests that fall sports next spring could begin in March and continue until late May, and then spring sports would then start at the end of May and continue through the end of July. I reported last week several activities directors' reactions to the proposal, some in favor and some saying that if it were to be the course of action, that plenty of adjustments would need to be considered. I've spoken with two of the Southwest superintendents who signed the proposal to ask about their decision-making process. Brandon Munson from North Crawford says that with the timeline left before fall sports are supposed to normally start, there won't be any perfect solution.
Ultimately, our goal is to try to be able to have our student athletes participate in all three seasons in one way, shape, or form. And so to me, it feels a little bit short-sighted to just say, well, you know what, let's just get started and let's see what's going to happen.
Madison area schools already canceled fall conference competition this week, and La Crosse County re-entered a severe risk status for COVID-19 spread on Wednesday. If a spread in Wisconsin trends upward into the fall, both the proposal and Munson said that there could be scenarios where positive COVID-19 tests could derail student seasons.
I just see a lot of scenarios potentially happening that are going to take us back to what we had to deal with back in March. And I think if there are other proposals out there that maybe lessen that risk a little bit, to me, why not take a legitimate look at those? All we were asking for was just give it some consideration, because it didn't seem like that was happening up to this point with WIAA, and no fault of anyone's. We just felt like we have a proposal that, yeah, it has downsides, but everything we're going to do right now has downsides to it.
Ithaca Superintendent Julie Prouty tells me that this kind of decision at a district level isn't just up to superintendents and the WIAA.
We will be guided by the Department of Health and the Department of Public Instruction, and we're going to do the best we can to give the students what they need with sports, but academics do come first. And if we're going to require face coverings all day during the day and then allow them to go on a field of some sort and have intimate contact with, in everybody's face and not be shielded, that defeats the purpose of us wearing face coverings all day.
Both superintendents emphasize their recognition that sports have a positive effect on student athletes, and they want all three seasons to be offered somehow. They're not sure which way a WIAA decision might lean on Thursday, but they are certain that things will look different once sports get a green light.